Faith in the truth is the belief that whatever happens when you tell the truth is the best thing that could happen regardless of how it looks to you in the moment and others, even though you might pay an immediate price. In falsehood, you might get the best results at the moment, but it's a ticking time bomb. On which side will you hang? Elias sat at his cluttered desk, staring at the spreadsheet in front of him. Numbers stared back like silent accusers. Each column a reminder that something had gone terribly wrong. A small error, yes, but one that could ripple into disaster if not addressed. And somehow, the trail led to him. He rubbed his temples. How did this happen? He whispered to himself. I double-checked everything. A knock on the door pulled him from his thoughts. His manager, Mr. Collins, stepped in, a tall man with a reputation for strictness. He exuded authority. Elias, do you have a minute? He asked, voice neutral, but his eyes sharp. Elias nodded, heart racing. He knew the truth would soon be exposed one way or another, and now he had to decide. He remembered something his grandmother had once said when he was a boy. The truth is a seed. Plant it, even if it hurts. One day it will grow into something that frees you. Elias took a deep breath. Sir, there's something you need to know, he began, voice trembling slightly. I made an error. I miscalculated some figures, and it's my responsibility. Mr. Collins's eyebrows shot up. Silence filled the room. For a moment, Elias feared the worst. Elias, are you sure? The manager asked slowly. Yes, Elias said firmly. I want to be honest about this. I don't want anyone else to bear the blame for my mistake. The next few days were tense. Rumors began circulating in the office. Colleagues whispered as he passed by. Even small mistakes in unrelated projects seemed to attract more scrutiny now. For a while, Elias wondered if he had made the wrong choice. But then, something unexpected happened. The company's accounting team launched a deeper review. What they discovered was startling. The error wasn't just a single miscalculation. There was a flaw in the system, one that had been quietly causing small discrepancies for months. If left unchecked, it could have led to huge financial losses and even job cuts. Because Elias had been honest, the company caught the problem early. Policies were corrected. The error was fixed. And slowly, his colleagues' perception of him shifted. They began to admire his courage. Even Mr. Collins, who had initially been frustrated, offered a quiet nod of respect one afternoon. Elias felt something he hadn't in days. Relief, lightness, freedom. He had faced immediate discomfort, yes, but he hadn't compromised his integrity, and in doing so, he had prevented a catastrophe. Across town, Mara faced a similar challenge. A talented young professional. She discovered an error in her department's reports, one that could cost her team a contract. Fear gripped her. If anyone finds out, I could lose my job, she thought. Maybe I can fix it quietly, no one will know. So Mara altered a few numbers, hoping no one would notice. And for a time it worked. Her manager praised her attention to detail. She smiled, relief washing over her. But lies, Mara would soon learn, are like cracks in glass. They might seem invisible at first, but they grow. Over the next few months, the hidden error compounded. Contracts were lost. Clients complained. And when the truth finally emerged, the consequences were devastating. Not just for Mara, but for her entire team. Guilt gnawed at her. Fear had driven her choice, but the cost was far heavier than she ever imagined. And no one could untangle the mess she had set in motion. Elias, watching the unfolding of Mara's story from afar, thought of her predicament. Fear may protect you for a moment, he whispered to himself, but it will never set you free. Faith in the truth is not the promise of comfort. It is not a guarantee of immediate reward. Sometimes it brings hardship, misunderstanding, even temporary loss. But it never enslaves. Lies, on the other hand, may provide short-term gain, but they always demand repayment, often in ways we cannot foresee. Elias would later reflect on the weeks following his confession. Sitting in his favorite park, he watched children chase each other across the grass, their laughter unburdened. He realized that honesty had given him something far greater than respect or career advancement. It had given him peace. Mara, years later, confided to a friend, voice heavy with regret. I thought hiding the truth would protect me, but it built a cage around me. I was always waiting for it to collapse, and when it finally did, the cost was unimaginable. Elias and Mara's stories reveal two paths, one of faith, one of fear. One leads to freedom. The other leads to bondage. Every day we face choices like theirs, big or small. Will we tell the truth, even when it is hard? Or will we hide, rationalize, and deceive? Faith in the truth requires courage. It may bring immediate discomfort, criticism, or misunderstanding, but in the end, it is the choice that liberates the soul. On which side will you hang? The truth sets you free.